Y hey, buenos todos, ¿qué tal están? Espero que bien. Aquí lo comentas con un nuevo video de qué, de Honkai Star Rail. El día de hoy nos encontramos en el episodio número 73 de la 3.5 de la misión de historia de Amphoreus. Entonces, eh, pues, estamos aquí. La High Silence, o sea, este es un banquete antes de ir a pelear contra el queridísimo titán del océano, que ha sabido preparar la ceridra. Y la ratonaza de la ceridra sí ha venido del banquete, solo que se permaneció oculta gracias a la High Silence, pues. Y la cosa es que la High Silence nos encomendó a mí y a la. Y a la. Y a la Sairin que les espiemos a la ceridra porque la jodida está. Porque desconfía del Lewis. Y bueno, o sea, ¿quién no? Todos sabemos lo que es ese tipo menos ella, entonces solo quiero escuchar qué dicen.
Please give me a bowl as well, teacher.
Además también vuelven a confirmar que el protagonista, bueno, sí, el protagonista, la protagonista es menor de edad. Porque ya hay varios diálogos que dicen que no tiene edad para ver, entonces supongo.
Relax, try to act natural.
Where's the Imperator? Still not here.
Y está atrás. O sea, el contexto es que, o sea, ella no le puede ver porque sigue bajo el hechizo, no está, ¿no?
Though she has succumbed to drunkenness, she still does not dare challenge your authority.
A criticism of my height is a grave enough insult already. She should be dismembered.
Criticar su altura. Le dijo enana. Esa tirana. No dijo nada de su... No dijo nada de su altura.
You often test the loyalty of your subjects like this.
You jest. The Imperator does not need blind loyalty. As long as one can prove they have value, I am willing to be lenient towards them. Let's cut to the chase, Theoros. If I pass the trial and grasp this world's law in my hands, what will you do then?
The answer is simple. I will connect Amphoreus with the stars.
Don't waste my time. Be precise. Be specific. I won't ask a second time.
Allow me to adjust my statement. I will correct the regulations within the old law that sealed off Amphoreus and merge the black tide with the torrents of Era Nova. Then we will be able to decimate the forces beyond the sky that are trying to annihilate Highland Tomb and sound the trumpet for the endless campaign you will then embark on.
But you previously said that Iron Tomb is unrivaled in power across the stars. Who would dare to annihilate it?
There is a federation of warships named the Cienzo Alliance, warlike and old-fashioned. A cult named the Genius Society, loosely organized, but steeped in abject insanity. Oh, there's also the Astral Express, a group of lawless vagrants.
¿Quién son? O sea, vagabundos. Le voy a... Voy a disfrutar cada dragonazo que le tire con la castoriza. Por Dios, le voy a explotar todo.
Mistakenly believe they can connect the stars through alliances instead of conquest. But history has already given them a tough lesson.
La historia.
There are countless other organizations besides, but when the Lord Ravager sweeps across the cosmos, they will certainly all bow before your empire of destruction.
The Acumen Alliance is invincible!
If those civilizations are not as feeble as you describe, then they may still have some value in testing the quality of my blade. That being said, even the smallest and weakest city-states should build an obelisk to the Imperator, so that their people can constantly recall the glory of her conquests. Walk a little longer with me, Theoros.
I don't like how this is going. Our little Imperator seems fascinated by the
Pequeña
destruction.
emperatriz.
Grapevine, little sea hare? It seems like they're still talking. Get closer. I'll keep carrying their voices to you.
What a difficult situation. No matter how we position our forces, this battle against Fagusa will result in many casualties.
That's not something you or I should consider. The Imperator has already placed the chess pieces. We just need to fight for her until our last breath.
How astonishing. The commanders under you have such different personalities, yet they share the same loyalty.
He's looking this way. Quick, do something and pretend we can't see them. Slow down.
Are you okay?
What's the matter?
My apologies. I was just checking whether everything was fine with those two distinguished guests of yours. And it seems like all is well. Let us continue our previous conversation regarding the soldiers fighting for you. Are they aware of the price they must pay for the trial of law? If I recall correctly, you've already lost a bout against Talanton due to offering insufficient sacrifices.
You dare mention my name alongside the word lost?
Forgive my transgression, great Imperator.
Watch your words and actions. All you need to know is that my victory in the trial is guaranteed. Even without the trial of law, they've already sworn to give their lives for my conquest. So tell me, if everything happens according to our agreement, how would you recommend I deal with that deliverer?
Good question. Do not let her fool you. That woman from beyond the sky contains a seed of ruin within her body. She must not be allowed to tarnish your glory. Therefore, the wisest decision would be to hand her over to me.
You plan to torture her?
Calling it experimentation would be more appropriate.
The guest's patience is running thin. I plan to remove the Fantasia and head into the banquet. I will heed your advice. Leave for now, Theoros, and go back to Akama. You don't want to confront those two directly either, do you?
Es curioso cómo lograron hacer que tenga una sonrisa casi todo el tiempo.
It's a pity that Antikytherians are lightweights when it comes to drinking. Before I leave, I would like to make a toast to your boundless ambition, using my spirit instead of a goblet.
As I expected, that Theoros' schemes have been revealed. Thank you for your bravery, guests. It's time for me to dispel the Fantasia. This will be the Imperator's last public address before we head off, and therefore, likely, the final chance to change her mind. I will try to get you a chance to speak, and I'll also prepare for any contingencies. The rest is up to you. You should head
Como
back to your seats for now.
que mucho depende de nosotros, ¿eh?
Oh. This honey brew sure wears off fast.
The Imperator! The Imperator has arrived!
No need for formalities. I should be apologizing for my tardiness instead. The hour draws late, and I trust you have all had your fill of brews. Therefore, I will not observe the usual ceremonies. Any warrior who has fought by my side should have those speeches memorized by now.
The Imperator's word is law!
Are you out of your mind, Dux Frigoris? The Imperator hates flattery most of all.
A joyous atmosphere is a better fit for showing me your resolve. I believe that you, my dukes, will do all you can to assist in the campaign against Fagusa, just as you always have. However, it's a pity that I have never tested your loyalty.
Uy,
What does she mean?
The purpose of tonight's banquet is not to raise our morale, but to establish which allies our alliance can actually trust. And sever the heads of the traitors as a toast to all before we march. Yes, some among us have discarded their vows in order to foment vile conspiracies. Now listen! These traitors are standing right here in broad daylight. Dux Gladiorum Hycelens. She used the Sea Siren song to immerse the crowds in an illusion and conceal her whereabouts. She then worked with those from beyond the sky to spy on confidential matters, hoping to rob the core flame by force and harm me, the Imperator!
¿qué está pasando?
Imperator, I can explain.
Silence! Do you remember who used to own this blade? She met you once, back at the Temple of the Three Fates. It was Kindness, the head of the cleaners. She was the first to draw a blade against the Imperator. and personally made herself an example for my
Ay, qué bonito
enemies.
saber que la Kainice está más muerta que...
Under the shade of the olive groves, the people of Akama said they would never bow to me. In the frozen, lethal fog, the people of Idonia said they would never bow to me. At the but now, they all lie silent. They now fear me as they fear the law. For I am Ceridra, and I am the Imperator. If you have any last words, say them to the Imperator. Then, face her judgment.
After I cross this river, it will be a tragedy for mankind. But if I do not cross, then it will be the end of me. If you are ready, then I'll follow you and fight to the last. Deliverer.
Tú me caes bien, mi pana. Tenemos que matar a la emperatriz. No tenemos otra opción. No. Tenemos que convencer a Ceridra. Ok, en mi cuenta secundaria sí voy a poner lo de matar.
And add in a bit of experience and charm, and testify to the Imperator as we promised.
You think you can slay a king using your words instead of a sword? I'll have it. Show me the weight of rhetoric from beyond the sky. Will it weigh heavier than 3 human lives?
Let's try to watch our words carefully.
Con la falsa Aranova.
You know of, the Aranova, spoken by Kefali, is nothing but a complete lie, spun by Lygus. To fight that lie, a young man with the pseudonym of Finan lived through 30 million cycles of this world, all to save Amphorius from the end of the destruction. And Cyrene, the young woman standing beside me, also carries an equally heavy destiny.
Verdadera identidad de Forratomba.
Is the ultimate end of Amphorius' destiny. It is an embodiment of pure horror that walks the path of destruction and can never be tamed. That is the only thing Lygus cares about. As for Amphorius, pure glory and campaigns, he doesn't care about any of those. He will most certainly betray you. When that time comes, all of us will be ground to dust by the destruction.
Deber tras a caminos.
I have
Determinación tras
seen
caminos.
many beautiful worlds. The road chosen by the Trailblaze is to explore, understand, establish, and connect. That will never change. We will continue our journey until we have united the entire cosmos. Therefore, if you choose the way of the destruction, then I'll place your ambitions in the same basket as Lycus and smash them into pieces with my baseball bat.
Huh. La actriz de la serie, más bien las dos están god, güey. O sea, desde la Cypher literalmente agarran actrices así, uff. Porque la Cypher, la High Silence y la Ceridra se la rifan. Y además el del Final también se la rifó, o sea, pero hay que admitirlo.
Was truly a chaotic speech. All that needs to be said has been said. Dux Frigoris, Dux Bromalis, escort the traitors to the prison. Before the next entry hour, I will give them an end befitting of their betrayal.
Oh, great Imperator, your ambition certainly eclipses all things.
You're still here, Theoros.
Of course. As the Theoros, I simply cannot miss this moment, miss witnessing the fall.
Pues van 5 minutos.
This one.
Volví.
Or perhaps I am waiting for you to give me an answer. Why would someone as powerful as you
Posiblemente corta la parte en la que no fui. Ya.
use such a clumsy excuse as imprisonment to ensure the deliverer's safety?
Okay.
So you finally tossed aside your act.
I must point out that you are just as impressive an actor. This banquet was always going to be a game of chess.
Esta es literalmente la parte en la que el Sasuke está en un genjutsu del Itachi, pero el Itachi estaba en un genjutsu del Sasuke y luego el Sasuke estaba en uno del Itachi. Bueno, o sea, what the fuck.
Where you would try to control both sides and turn both them and me into your pawns.
¿Es una mentira?
That's right. That little Imperator never trusted anyone. She was always trying to see which side had more sincerity. All right. We'll listen to you. Here you go. Also, please pass on a message to the Imperator from us. She can trust my friend. Anywhere, anytime. But as to the decision the Imperator must make, he has no wish to transgress her authority. We just want to tell her everything we know. Now, use your identity and add in a bit of experience and charm and testify to the Imperator as we promised. And we won. Sincerity will always remain the greatest shortcut to people's hearts.
I can toss your words right back at you, like Kyrgyz. Why would someone as powerful as you pretend to be a mortal and kneel before me? Unless you enjoy giving flattery and prostrating yourself.
You are mistaken. I am only trying to ensure the experiment's autonomy, meticulousness, and perfection, thus avoiding any unexpected outcomes. A forceful intervention will only create larger errors, reduce efficiency, and introduce ugliness. How had you fulfilled your promise of giving the law to me and completing the Era Nova, then Amphorius would not have deviated from destiny's course. Oh, but you broke your promise. What a pity. In that case, I must carry out my duty as the administrator and eradicate all factors steering the experiment out of control. Factors such as you and her.
Careful. Careful. What was that voice? Was it Oryx? I found you. I finally found you.
Esa no es Oran.
Be careful. This way will face disaster.
Ya sé quién es.
The time of judgment is nigh, my lady. The prison I have built for you is now complete.
Estamos ante la jodidísima larga noche, pero cambiemos del nombre, por favor. O sea,
In the name of the erudition, I invite you to step into the same cage as mine. What's the meaning of this, Imperator?
I did not permit you to act. A ruler is the only one who can decide their subject's destiny.
But, great Imperator, what judges destiny is not the ruler, but gods.
Don't forget, my realm only allows for the existence of humanity. Moreover, dealing out extrajudicial punishment equates to defying the law, and the culprit is to be sentenced to death.
But you have seen how I can erase life from this world with just a clap of my hands. I fear you are still quite unaware of your current situation. Allow me to reiterate. I am giving you a simple choice. To collaborate or to be destroyed. There is no other way.
Shameless behavior. If that were true, you would have killed me long ago. You, in fact, cannot kill me. I guessed it the first time I beheaded you. Because of the law, you cannot be completely destroyed. And the same is true of the Chrysos heirs. The more you bluff now, the more you are proving that conjecture to be true.
What magnificent foresight. I once regarded this precious quality of yours as a sure sign of my ultimate victory. But now, I have to admit that I made a mistake. Yet, as a mere mortal, how will you contend against the Theoros?
We are both slaves to hubris. But do you know what differentiates us, Lycurgus? I will never be blinded by my pride. If I wish to break the scale's balance, I only need to appeal to external forces and use them for my own ends.
no.
Finally, we get to meet face to face, Senior Society member.
I offer sincere acknowledgments for your many past achievements, but I must deeply regret your current perspective.
Trust me when I say that you aren't the only one feeling regret right now, Schoolum.
¿Se conocían?
So you two are the allies from beyond the sky the Deliverer spoke of, and why she demanded the divine authority of law. Come and prove your strength to me. Show me the power of these so-called paths. I have spent much time and effort to secure this treasure from beyond the sky just for this moment.
In the name of the Sovereign of planet Scrulum, your allies have responded to your call, esteemed Imperator. Please allow me to spell the situation out for you, Lord Lycus. Permission to read the ultimate protocol is already in my hands. It'll only be a matter of time before we acquire the authority to write and execute commands as well.
There's no way the flame chase journey will continue after you burnt your bridges so thoroughly like this. Do you really think you can still win? Oh, seriously, don't embarrass the society.
I understand that a mere zero possibility does not equate to zero. That argument is very persuasive to me. Which means the same principle also applies to you, my dear peers. You will never be a match for me in a world constructed through 14 algebraic expressions. And as for Aranova, why don't you entertain this possibility? What if I reduced Akama to rubble and ground her people into minced meat? Would the heroes then once again desire the power of demigods so they could fight against me? Listen, Iron Tomb is fated to be born. You may shackle me and put me in chains, but I have thousands of ways to ensure the destruction's descent. And what I just mentioned is only one out of those thousands.
Joder, de nuevo aquí.
This is the place outside the legends? This doesn't feel the same as before. How should I get back?
Warning! 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 Warning!
Command... isolation?
Since we parted ways last time, I have modified the exomyth into an audience area exclusive to you. Now, you'll be able to silently wait here for the final act of Amphorius to begin.
Y aquí va. Sácame de
I
aquí.
understand your anger, but I cannot allow you to continuously influence the extrapolation's progress. This could, in fact, be a wonderful opportunity for you. From the audience's perspective, you may better observe the workings of the erudition at a macroscopic level. In this place where time flows far slower than within Amphorius, you will witness the end of that world's saga.
Donde el tiempo fluye más lento que la furia.
Indeed, the speed of time here is infinitesimally close to that of the real universe you're from. The answer concerning the prime mover of life and the total destruction of the erudition.
¿No eres un emanador de la erudición?
Do you see me as their faithful disciple? I am certainly not. I have tried so hard to ensure Iron Tomb's birth, just so that I can correct the error named erudition that humanity crafted with their own hands. Oh, how I yearn to return to those days before Noose was born. Back then, the boundaries of knowledge were like the starry skies, evoking feelings of longing and delight among humankind. But now, truth has become the sacrificial offering required to gain an audience with them. And the geniuses would say that Noose already knew. That arrogant Eon was born from the primal mobile of humans' desire for knowledge. Yet, they themselves sealed off humanity's capacity to seek enlightenment. I am simply cutting down a tree of doom that we planted ourselves. I must admit that the process of answering your questions has reminded me of the happy days of learning in my youth. However, it is a pity that my true form must now descend into Euphorius to deal with the accident that arose because of you. But you won't have to wait long. When the curtain falls, you'll surely understand mine and Euphorius's ardent wish.
Where time flows slower than within Euphorius? If Lygus spoke the truth, then I don't have much time left. But how can I get out of here?
Can you hear me? Little one.
Is that Herta's voice?
Warning! Warning! Warning!
Hurry up! Put some speed into it! I can't keep this up for much longer!
¿Cuántos llevo? 38 minutos. Espero que les voy a cortar aquí porque está muy bonito el lugar. Espero les haya gustado. No olviden suscribirse, darle like. Sean felices, vivan sus vidas. Tomen agua y nos vemos en la siguiente ocasión. Chao, chao.
We find, we strive, our journey of eternity, desire in mind to set our spirits free. Echoes fade to oblivion, freedom to make our own. We draw the destinies on a path unknown with you. Rejoice.